Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. We are here another episode in our preparations for the RC Chili Bowl. I know we're doing a lot of talking and no action, but we're almost there. It's crunch time. We're only a few days away before we have to load up and head up to Kevin's house and then making our trip up to Tulsa. But first off, we got to finish up in here. Like I said, we got to load up, and I'm going to show y'all what it is that I'm taking with me and pretty much what I take with me to all the races that I go to. So let's get this episode started. All right, guys. So on the last episode, we left off is where we were gluing tires and preparation and stuff and all that. So we ended up gluing up, having 2 sets for each car. Pretty much gets us a good starting point. So like that, if track condition changes where we have to change tire compounds or something, whatever, or we burn all our tires up, we're going to take a couple extra sets and then extra wheels and stuff. And I'll show you here in a minute. But in between that time, while the glue was drying up and stuff, we also worked on the cars. So we finished all that up, and let me show you where we're at with the cars. All right, as you can see, we got them all lined up here, pretty much getting ready. The borrowed SC mod is pretty much ready to go. We just make sure we fitted this body on it, which is my own body. It did come with another body, but with one of my sponsors being there, I would really like to run their body if I ran this car. The SC mod, this is my personal one. So in the mix of preparing this body, which we wasn't really planning on, but I was able to reach out to Craig, and Craig said he had some time to get me some wraps. So like that, now I don't have to worry about switching bodies. So we put one together, which was a process in itself, and then got it all cut up, glued up, put together, ready to go. In that process, we found that one of these arms right here, the bulkhead, was broken. So that could have easily ruined one of our heat races or practices, and we would have lost all that time. So good thing we found that. Go ahead and address that and fix it. Sprint car. This is the borrowed sprint car, ready to go. I did install my new servo in there, so everything's ready to go. So we're set on that. Late model, also ready to go. We are taking my other body just in case we cannot get the performance that we're looking out of this. All right, like I said, I'm going to take another body with me. That's my J Contest body, which is the LMA. It's a really good, durable body and stuff, but I have ran that body in the past, and depending where we're at or the situation, it does have a couple of issues that I like to address with J Concept. Now, it being my sponsor, I'm going to give it an honest try, and we're there to race, and part of being, I believe, being a driver is to be able to give feedback. So that's what I'm going to do. So we are going to take the other body. We're here to race. We're here for one objective. It's to do good, win, do the best that we can. And if running another body is going to give me my best chance, and we're going to have to do that, and then we're just going to have to sit down and talk with J Concepts about it. So we're going to give it our best shot. So yeah, that is it. Man, shout out to Craig with the graphic shops. I mentioned in my other videos that we weren't able to get any wraps, but I reached out to him just for some numbers, but he said he had a chance and hooked me up with something. So we're going to go with the same scheme, but a different color. And I really appreciate him going out of his way to try to get that going for us. So now we can represent our sponsors with, looking good. So yeah, so here we go. What we have here is all of our stuff that we will be taking in our bag. So this is my tire bag. As you can see, I have extra rims in there that we'll be taking. This is all the stuff that I need to glue tires, the hole puncher, super glue, everything is in there. All the tires have been prepared, they've been doped or prepped. They've all been conditioned, and they're in there pretty much just soaking it up, getting ready. I will probably add a little bit more before we hit the track, just to let them soak up a little bit more. But we really don't want to put too much on there, because if we do, the tire starts getting kind of like a rubber band, and all this is going to do is paddle and do the opposite of what we want to do, cause more problems. So obviously we have our transmitter. We're using the 4PK Futaba. We'll be taking these two drills. This is just pretty much a little screwdriver. And then this is a drill too if we have to burn any tires or anybody to clean their tires. Right here we have all of our nuts, bolts, any kind of small extra items that we need, pinion gears, you name it, it's in there. Washers, spacers. Yeah, so got it nice and organized so we can find it. This is our toolbox per se. Yeah, it doesn't have all matching stuff, but we're working on it. But that's all ready to go, legit. We have our bag here with our batteries. I do have a couple of batteries that are going to be waiting for me up there. We have our notebook here or folder here with all the setup sheets and information so we can write down and use any prior notes or any notes that we need to take. So we have 3 boxes. This is for the custom works. So if we'll open this up, we have a little bit of springs is a must, extra transmission case, transmission parts, bearings, everything that is for the custom works car, which is the sprint car and the late model, will be there. That's one of the beneficiaries about having multiple cars, but having the same. So they all share the same parts, just different layout. This is our electronics box. We will have an arsenal of motors that we can take for selections. We do have another new MKS servo in there, extra speed controls, capacitors, you name it, it's in there. And this is for our SC mod. Our SC mod is associated based, so those are all the parts to be for that. Moving on over here to the next, we have our charger. We use the iCharge 406 Duo. I used to have this in a case, but it took so much space. Not like this. It's pretty compact. Plug our leads in. Let's go. Our case for all our fluids, which includes diff oil for the SC mod, shock oil, and our tire conditioner. Our stand, and then that's pretty much about it. So, I mean, the object of it is to be organized, a bit compact, and try to save some space. After all, there is going to be 3 of us traveling in the same vehicle group, but we will be taking a trailer. So, where we're trying to save space is probably we're going to fill it up with cars, because unfortunately it's 3 of us, so each of us is at least running 3 classes. So it's going to be full of cars, but you know, being organized and stuff helps you a lot whenever you get to the track, and you could just know where it's at, grab it, you ain't got to dig. So it's very important to be organized and at least know where it's at. Yes, the tools will probably can get scattered on a table like usual, but at least you know when you're looking for parts, they're all there. I did spend quite a bit on parts this year for the fact that I got new cars and stuff, but I did already have some parts anyways. But you never know. Even if you don't use them at this event, you'll have them for other events. And you know at least that, you know, if you're able to spend the money up ahead, you'll be prepared in the future. So now what are we going to put it in? What are we going, you know, how are we going to do it? Let me show you. All right. So I am taking the OGIO 9000, I think. 9800, excuse me. So we're going to take 2 of them. I'm going to take 2 of them. Now, in the past, I've used a big box and then put everything in a box, and which worked good. Very similar to that one down there, but it was bigger on wheels. But when you're taking a lot of stuff and there's multiple people, space is, you know, it's very important. So what a lot of the off-road guys have been using is these OGIO bags, and I stumbled across a great deal on these. Not only that, they're very reliable. They have the hardbacks on them here. It's little. So they take a lot of abuse, so it works really, really good, and they're compact. And if you don't have a bed that's really tall with the cover, it fits perfect under there. So this one we're going to be using for all of our tools, everything that I just mentioned on top of there, and this will be for all my clothes. Don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, you can use anything you want, but throughout the years of traveling, and I don't travel a lot, but a couple years ago we traveled a lot to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all of Oklahoma. There's a lot of tracks there, so when you're ready to go, and at least if you can have everything pretty much set to where like you just grab and go, it makes it a whole lot convenient. Because when you start taking boxes and stuff, you start taking way more stuff than you really need. So once you start racing some more, or you've been racing for a little bit, you kind of get to the point where you know what you do need and don't need. The only difference in this race compared to any other race is that we're going to take extra tires. That's about it. But as a racer, and depends on what you can do and what you can afford with tires. Tires is a key thing. So sometimes having multiple compounds, different types of tires, if you're not sponsored and you can run different types of tires, it's one of the things that you always got to prepare to take. So, but luckily for me, I traveled with Kevin and his dad, Silky, and all of them, and we kind of know what kind of tires we use. Last year, in my SC mod, I only used one set of tires because I was able to get all my heat races in pretty much in loose condition, so I didn't burn up any tires. So the only non-loose condition which got grooved up was during the main. So we have tires from last year. Same thing goes for sprint car, even though we didn't have the best output, best performance last year. So we're looking to burn some tires up this year and try to advance. But personally, that's what I like to use. It's really convenient. You grab them, you roll them out. Very durable zippers. I mean, I paid $100 for both of them. I caught a great deal. So it works out perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get our travel bags packed now. Obviously, I'm still working on this one. I gotta get all my personal stuff done and all my shirts and all that stuff packed in. But we're gonna go ahead and get at least all the stuff we need for the cars and everything packed up. So let's put that together and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, before we put all those items in here, I would like to show we do already have a couple of things in here. We do have a couple extra set of tires in there. And then we have our setup board. Setup board we primarily use for setting up the vehicle, which is pretty much what it's called. It helps us set our ride height and camber length. So it's always important to have a really flat surface to be able to get the most accurate, setup on it. So we also have pit mats, J-Concept pit mats that we'll put on top of our tables to help keep the bolts from flying off and rolling off and whatnot. So yeah, so let me see if I can, I've seen everybody do this. Let's see if I can let's do some magic. Yeah, so you can see we have everything in there. Now, I didn't say it was going to be the prettiest, but it's pretty much all well tucked in there. And remember, this does stretch out over it, so we'll get the zipper on there. And then we'll put we got to put our drill in there, but other than that, we're ready to go. All right, so there you go. It's zipped up. Like you can see, it's pretty tight, but it works. The zippers are really, really strong. So on another video, I mentioned that I'm prepared to do all this video and stuff with my phone, which is everything is coming out of my phone. Technology these days is amazing because my prior history, a little bit, some of my hobbies and a little bit of what we used to do is photography and video. So I can easily go overboard and start carrying all kinds of stuff. So we are going to take, or I am going to take a couple of extra little things that I've picked up. But like I said, technology has come a long way where I can now be able to do almost the same thing. Now, obviously now when it comes to video cameras make a big difference, but the technology that comes in phones and the image that you get is amazing. So even the sound quality, one of the biggest deals is sound quality. So in order to be able to get all the shots that I want, there's another camera that I bought or another device that I'm going to use to video. And I'll show you what I have over here. All right, yeah, excuse the mess. So along with my phone that I'm using now, we'll be taking an extra phone just to be able to do some extra video. Maybe I can get one of my friends or one of my buddies out there to help me video some of the races or something. And alongside of that, this is what I'll be using too. This is a smaller, this is the same size as my AirPods. And I'm not the person to really do reviews because I have not really got to use it, but I did test it a little bit, and the video quality is pretty good for what it is. So as you can see that, this is pretty much a remote for that. And this is a little camera that comes with a bunch of accessories. I'll be able to clip them onto my shirt or on top of my hat and give you first person point of view of all the races. So this will be a great asset to try to do all the video. And also another thing is wireless mics. Yes, these are all wireless mics for the phone. So, and I'll be using one of these that I'm using now, but similar, but one of these. So these are the microphones. This is pretty much, other than that, I'll be taking my laptop, just to check in on work a little bit, but also to be able to upload these videos through my laptop. We got a little bit better options through there to do all the uploads. Like I said, we've been doing a lot of talking, a lot of preparation, but we're almost there. We're almost there, guys, I promise. And it's going to be great. I'm going to do my best that I can to do the uploads. And, I'll take a couple extra items. Like, I'll be taking a tripod so I can prop this thing up and do some time lapse. My iPad is primarily for flow racing. That's what we're there for, the Chili Bowl. So, I was also want to do, shout out to Craig at the graphic shop for getting those wraps done. He didn't have to. I know he was busy and stuff. And shout out to McAllister Racing. He's always helping us out with the sprint cars, the paneling. I needed some panels, and he was able to send it in to me like that. So, so we're almost there, guys. We are almost there. Next episode we'll be loading up. And like I said, I'll show you what there's a couple extra items I'm taking, but on top of that, we're pretty much there. The cars are ready. I'm ready. We're just pretty much making sure we're staying healthy. We're going to take some vitamins and just get ready for this great, awesome week of racing. So also, I'd like to say thank you for everybody who has subscribed, watching. Bear with us or bear with me. I'm really trying. This is new. I went from it being a thought to uploading 4 videos within a week. So I'm excited. As the time goes on, we get better. There's a lot of big plans for this channel, not just what we're doing now, but that's for a different episode. Once again, show us some love, get some subscriptions. Let's try to get some subscriptions in. Also, comment below what you'd like to hear. Not only does that let me know what you want to know or what you want to see, but it also helps a little bit on the channel itself. So hit that like, hit that notification button, and we'll see you on the next one.